Oh yeah, it's that time of the week yet again. We love it. Earnings reports to watch for the week of November 15th, 2021. I hope you're excited. This is what I'm talking about. It's an earnings week that I love. Retail season, baby. Why do I love retail season so much? Well, if you don't know, technically my largest position in the market, it's technically Walmart. Let's be honest with each other. So got a lot riding on this week, for sure. So massive positions in some of these companies. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into this thing. So hope you're excited, and we're gonna really have 4 focus stocks this week. Didn't do 100% retail. It's fine. But mostly retail. We love retail. So let's get right into this Monday before open. We're going to start with Freight Car America. Nothing super exciting to report in terms of that for it. Tyson, not much to talk about with Tyson either. This is a very boring company. Not one that necessarily grows revenue. I mean, it's just a pretty consistent company. Obviously, last year demand for the products were very high, but they also saw limited supply. So it relatively balances out, but again, they are somewhat tough comparables for them. We'll see what they're able to do in that aspect. You see Orbital right there. Vbl Therapeutics, again, not a huge follower in the therapeutic companies. Very, very volatile, and the epitome of gambling are these therapeutic companies. So at least the smaller ones. So Headhunter, BioMX, another one of them, another one, and then guess what? Protalix Biotherapeutic, another one. Oatly. I mean, it sounds like they make some oat-based products, and you gotta love it. You gotta love an oat-based product. You ever had oat milk? Look, I'm not gonna say oat milk is terrible, but it's not bad. It's not that bad. Look, let's be clear with each other. If you're lactose intolerant, you'll love it. Rumble. Definitely one to look at. I mean, Rumble obviously is newer to these lists, obviously, but it's an exciting one because I think there's a decent avenue for user growth in terms of Rumble users, because of the fact that it's an alternative platform that isn't necessarily as restrictive as basically every other platform out there that's got a very clear bias towards it. So the goal of Rumble obviously is to be an alternative source for a different segment of the population necessarily, that don't want to be have a fact check on every single thing they post, even if it might be accurate. So that's fair. You don't want your post blocked for no reason. And then Butterfly. Monday after close, we have Advanced Auto Parts, which is again, it's been boring. It's a boring company, but you have to consider the bottom line likely gets impacted here, just solely due to the fact of supply chain constraints. This will impact their costs, which could in turn impact revenue if they're charging more for these products. So we'll see what that looks like in terms of the earnings standpoint, and I guess that's kind of the case for a lot of these retailers coming up as well. Ideanomics, Ammo, oh, I love it. Remark Holdings, iBio, Casper. You love a nice Casper mattress. I don't know if you do, but these kind of companies, I mean, Sleep Number, Casper, had pretty good numbers last year when you consider people spending their stimulus checks on these, these kind of luxurious products that they weren't necessarily buying before. So what can they do this year to continue that trend? I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. With unemployment still not where it needs to be, it's one of those things where buying premium quality mattresses necessarily, it's not everyone's first choice in mind. So we'll keep that one in mind. 360 Finance, Dario Health, Desktop Metal, Neptune, and J&J Snack Foods. Okay, Tuesdays where we get very excited. We love getting excited about Walmart. Obviously one of the focus stocks. You have to make it one of the focus stocks. And look, let me just tell you, Yahoo Finance, you're about to lose me. All right, I'm showing your website, and you're about to lose me. Why? Look at this. Who do you think had to add this year ago sales for every one of these companies today? I did. I did because for some reason they're not putting it on there. And I had to go actually inspect element. I had to change the element myself, okay? You know how much effort that takes? A lot. But it would have taken more if I would have put the percentage difference. But I didn't do that. Whoops. But they're expected at $135 billion. $135.52 billion compared to $134.71. So less than a percent gain, but that's not a shocker at all. If you look at historical performance in terms of revenue, this has been an incredible last year for them when you're talking about 2020 numbers. Revenue was relatively stagnant, and then 2020 hit, and they took off into mid to high single-digit gains, which they haven't seen in a long time. I mean, their gain for 2021 was 6.72% from 2020. So the gains are there, and the trailing 12-month revenue has continued to rise. It's pretty crazy how they're able to do it. Obviously, Q4 being the biggest quarter for them, but we'll see what that looks like. And an EPS standpoint, this is one that's obviously concerning because, as I mentioned there with Advanced Auto Parts, you talk about an increase in supply chain constraints, and that'll increase costs. A lot of these retailers now have turned towards not relying on their traditional methods of getting product, and they're actually billing their own people, whether it be them buying their own ships to deliver merchandise across seas, or trucks, whatever it might be. They're buying more of their own. They're investing in themselves rather than relying on some of the cheaper supply chain avenues that are just failing, just historically right now. So the EPS line, that's going to be one it's a toss-up for me. I don't know what that's going to be. The revenue, I can guarantee you, I mean, I see a beat happening. Because you see as consumer prices increase, it's going to impact revenue in a positive manner for Walmart. It just is. Even though they're a discount retailer, it's all right. I feel good about their stuff. I do. And if you look at the stock's historical performance, it's kind of hard to believe. In the last year, this stock's only up 1.85%, and then they included Walmart Plus. So I think Walmart Plus numbers are obviously worth reporting. We've seen latest it could be upwards of 2 million, but we'd like to see that number increase by quite a bit more. I mean, trading at a market cap of $412 billion. With a trailing 12-month revenue of $566 billion, the price to sales is criminally undervalued at around a 0.8. It's criminally undervalued at these levels, but we'll see what it looks like. Then we have Home Depot, another one of the focus stocks for many reasons. Guess who had to put the number in on this one too? That's right, I did. Expected $34.69 billion compared to a $33.5 billion number from a year ago, and not too bad at all. I mean, that's expected a pretty good increase there. Somewhere around the 5% range. I apologize. Somewhere around the I think it's right around 2.5% range, I should say, is where you're looking in terms of sales increases, which is good. We're talking about a great year last year that they had. It was incredible. Last year with the home improvement craze, and I think it's honestly still continuing. Obviously, as lumber prices go up, it impacts their bottom line in terms of purchasing power, but that also increases their revenue in turn. So bottom line is going to get hurt, but I do think their revenue will increase because they're going to be carrying some of those prices over to the consumer. That's just how it works, unfortunately. So we'll see what that looks like for them. I feel good about these numbers. I really do. I think it's good stuff. The stock's been performing very well too, so you got to keep that into consideration. Then we have C. We love C. We love it. NetEase Games, Endava, Iteran, Dotu. Great. It's got a little Sharky. Look at this little guy. He's pretty cute, I guess. Yodao. Okay. Look, the thing is, I'm pretty good at this stuff. I can speak whatever you need me to speak. Burning Rock, baby. Aramark. The Aramark's great stuff. They're not that exciting. It's a when you talk about a boring company, you talk about Aramark. What can you think of someone that picks up and launders uniforms? I mean, it's the epitome of boring companies. I mean, this is it's wild. If you have a company uniform, you're probably serviced through Aramark. They probably take care of you. As long as you pick up your uniform at work. We'll see what that looks like. After close, you've got Stone. Why is it the largeness of two whole things? I don't know. Lazy Boy, talk about mattresses and chairs. Boring stock. I mean, it's a boring company. It's not like there's many massive growth factors, but yeah. America's Car Mart. Some people might be excited about this one. Not one that particularly exciting to me, but some people might like it. Best Inc. D Local. Sounds like a ad you might see on an potentially adult website. Sorry, did I say that? Starbulk. We've got Dolby. I love the Dolby Atmos sound. You love it. What's exciting with Dolby? I don't know. Don't know if there's anything super exciting with the company. It's really not an exciting company either. Which I guess people could say that for retailers too. The retailers aren't very exciting either, but for me they are. Love them. And Varex Imaging. Wednesday before open we have Target. Well, of course I got to mention Target, and why that? Because, well, if you look at the last year, the stock's up 59% and still trading at a very dirt cheap valuation, a P ratio of 20, forward PE under 20, and $126 billion market cap. But on the year, they're expected to put up a revenue line of right around $104 billion, and they're only trading a market cap. The price to sales is just over 1. It's trading pretty cheap for what they're able to do. The dumbest states in America ranked. Well, that's pretty rude. I mean, I think this ad on the right is very disturbing because it's a blonde woman, and you're saying that blonde women are stupid, and that is offensive. I'm going to cancel Yahoo Finance. I told you. I'm done with them. I'm done with Yahoo Finance. They've lost me after this week. I'm going to find a new platform, and I'm going to be enjoying it. Yahoo everything sucks. Have you tried Yahoo Sports ever? My gosh, they're terrible. Average estimate for an EPS line of 281 compared to 279 of a year prior. Again, this one's kind of a crapshoot. You don't know, just given concerns right now, what that EPS line looks like. I think it's going to be very tough. But we know with a lot of these companies, don't mind me, just a little tired. You're going to be seeing some issues in terms of employees, so wages could be down, so that could lower expenses. We'll see what the EPS line looks like. We'll just look at it. I'm more excited about the revenue line. Expected to grow revenue by a good margin yet again, $24.54 billion compared to $22.63. They already had a massive growth year last year, growing over 10%, and now they're expected to grow by even more. It's fantastic. We're talking about growth right around 8 to 9%, right in the middle of that, which some may say is 8.5, but I think they're able to hit these numbers. I think they are. I really do. I think Target's popping off. I think retail in general is having a great year yet again. To show an increase over last year is fantastic. I mean, for any of these retailers, for sure. Baidu, curious. I mean, we'd see some things that somewhat mimic what we saw from Google, which was fantastic quarter. I presume pretty excited in Baidu earnings. Should be smashers. Lows after them. They'll mimic something close to what Home Depot did because they're basically the exact same company. Let's just be clear with each other. TJX, obviously the owner of Home Goods, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, they got it all. Discount retailers. Again, retailers are doing super well. I expect good things out of TJX. And just some insider information in case you were curious. I mean, we're showing great numbers. We're talking about year-over-year growth of, probably around over 50% for these companies because these are some of the ones that got shut down last year and we're showing slow growth or slow recovery due to metering and other aspects like that. But now in full effect, I think we should see some 50+% gains looking good. Looking good. I don't know. That's just if you're looking, in terms of full year over year. That's what you'd expect. If you look for just this quarter, I'd say you're looking closer to in the 20s. So, Billy, and if I'm right, someone owes me some money. Billy, baby. IQ. Is anyone still invested in IQ? Look, this stock was just a dog for a long, long time. It really was. Zim, Nanox, and NTI. After close, we have NVIDIA, which is obviously super exciting as well. We love NVIDIA. First non-retailer listed here. Very excited on that aspect. Here's some movement over there. What's going on? Dogs are rolling around. Expected an EPS line of $1.11 compared to 73 cents. Pretty fantastic, all things considered. I mean, to show up, that's a pretty massive growth when you take things into consideration, around 50% growth. And sales increase, that's right. Okay, look, Yahoo Finance, you got one. You put one in right, okay? Expected $6.8 billion compared to $4.73, which is a 44% growth. I mean, that's fantastic. I think they beat on that aspect. I think NVIDIA is due for a pretty nice quarter, really, as every quarter has been for them. So, really a great company. I love Cisco. Boring company. But I like them. I like Cisco, even though they're boring. You gotta like boring companies sometimes. Sonos got some great sound quality devices. Earnings are always worth looking at. Joy, but they spelled it with two I's. So Kuliki and Sofa. Sounds like a law firm, if I'm being honest with you. We don't mess with them. Bath and Body Works, another retailer, and Victoria's Secret. So I expect decent things, especially out of the clothing retailers and like Bath and Body Works, because they were closed down last year. These are companies that were destroyed last year, and there's going to be some great recovery this year for them. So expect good numbers. ZTO Express, QuickLogic, and Maxion. Thursday before open. Really excited in Alibaba and JD.com as well. Great e-commerce plays. I think they'll be doing great numbers. I think it goes without saying they'll be doing great numbers. So really excited. Macy's and Kohl's, again, we get more shut down last year, but we're going to see great recovery. Obviously, I have a pretty nice stake in Kohl's, so I'm excited about that. Macy's not super excited about them, but they'll show great recovery year over year. They absolutely will. Canadian Solar, VIP Shop, BJ's, not just something that is very nice. But it's a nice company. That's why they named themselves that way. That's all I can tell you. Auto Home, Petco. Wow. Look at Petco. Just got the dog groomed yesterday at Petco. So it's a little short, but look, he's cute as can be. Wonder if he'll come in here. If he does, I'll show him. The Azek company as well. Thursday after close, AMAT, Applied Materials, obviously exciting. Solely because we talk about chip companies, they're kind of the emphasis of everything right now. How are they able to perform? Are they producing enough? That's what matters. Guidance is what's key for these companies. Workday is a pretty interesting cloud computing company, focused on many different aspects, but obviously human resources being one of them for a lot of companies. Pretty nice company, all things considered. Intuit, not super excited for Intuit, let's be honest. Palo Alto, I do like them. Williams-Sonoma and Ross and Caleres. We love talking about these retailers because they're expected some good stuff here. Farfetch in there as well. VNet and American Software. Then Friday before open, we have Foot Locker. Should see great recovery again, as I mentioned before. And Moleculin. That's what I got for you. I hope you had a great, fantastic day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Shoot, I know I'll be at work, but I hope you have a great day.